Good day everyone, my name is Suhair Mangoron. So our topic is all about the default display of XHTML. The presentation will explore how XHTML elements are displayed by default in web browser. Understanding these properties is fundamental for creating consistent and well-structured web pages. What are XHTML elements? So first is XHTML is the foundation of web content structure. So XHTML defines the basic structure and content of web pages. Everything displayed in a browser starts with XHTML. The second one is default display properties. Define how elements are rendered in the browser. So elements have a default way of being displayed unless explicitly styled using CSS. So this makes it predictable how elements will appear initially. The last one is these properties ensure a predictable layout. So without any CSS, elements follow the default display rules, which ensure that they appear constantly across different browsers. So next is block level elements. So block level elements start on a new line. So every block level elements is displayed on a separate line in the browser. This creates a vertical stacking of elements, each taking up its own space. So they occupy the full width of their parent container. So a block level also stretches to fill the entire width of the container like the screen or a parent div. So the common example is the paragraph heading 1 to heading 6. So another example is div. This is block level element slash then div, then paragraph. This is a paragraph, then close the paragraph. So in the example, both the div and paragraph tags will appear on separate lines and take up the full width of the container. Then the next one is inline elements. So first is inline elements do not start on a new line. So nasa kalayan sa no block level kay sa block level kay nag-start siya in new line. So sa inline kay dili siya nag-start sa new line. So ang flow sa inline elements kay kuha nag-stay siya sa flow of the content, meaning they don't break the surrounding text or content. So next is they flow within the text and take up only as much space as needed. So inline elements only take up the width necessary for their content, like word or phrases. So the common example is span, a strong. So these tags are used to style or add functionality like length, link, without changing the layout or structure of the text. So another example is paragraph. So this is a span, then agad siya isa ka element which is span. So span element, then close, then inside a paragraph, then close paragraph. So the span tag will appear in line with the rest of the paragraph text without creating a new block or disrupting the flow of the content. So XHTML syntax rules. So first is XHTML requires all tags to be closed and properly nested. So XHTML has stricter rules than HTML. So all elements must have a closing tag and they must be nested correctly. So this helps to ensure clean, well-formed code. So next is helps in maintaining clean and error-free code. So the strict syntax of XHTML reduce the chance of errors or inconsistencies when rendering the web page in different browser. So example is br then slash, so instead of br. So XHTML requires all tags, even empty ones like br, to be closed in this case. So the correct XHTML tag is br then slash kanisiya. So another example is dev then paragraph. So sulod sa dev is paragraph. This is HTML compliant code and it close the paragraph then close the dev. So so kani siya is dapat gina-ensure nimo nga naka-close ang isa ka naka-close ang kada element. Next is CSS and Display Properties. First is CSS allows customization of default display properties. So CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. So gives developers control over how elements appear on the web page. So allowing for changes the layout, spacing, and presentation. So the next one is developers can control layout, spacing, and appearance. So by using CSS, developers can change the width, height, margin, and even the display mode, block or inline of elements. So the last one is understanding default behavior helps effective use of CSS. So knowing how elements have by default helps developers apply CSS more effectively as they will understand what needs to be overridden or adjusted. So for example is dev then curly braces then display sulod sa isa ka dev kay display inline block margin 10px then close. So kana siya na CSS rule change the default block behavior of the dev element to inline block, meaning the dev will behave like an inline element but still maintain block like dimensions, width or height. So that's all and thank you.